Last thing I want to talk about is the music in this game. The music is some of the best music I've ever heard in a Sonic game. To fill you in, I'll play some samples from the game. Listen in. The music is decent. I've heard some people say that they like the first few tracks and then the music tone gets too hardcore as the game progresses. In some degree they're right, but I feel the game developers needed to do that to set the tone of the levels. As with any general game, and not just a Sonic game, any video game, the levels get harder. One of the key factors that accommodate that difficulty is the music. As the music gets louder, faster, and more rockish, it makes you think, this music is making me think on my feet. It must mean that this level is very difficult. I mean, it's kind of like music set in a horror movie. It sets the mood of the scene, and it makes you think, okay, it's thrilling music, that means something's gonna happen. Oh my god, what is that? Once again, the levels get harder as well, and not just from the music, the levels themselves. And a game needs to do both. I mean, if the game doesn't get harder, then it becomes boring, and nobody likes a game that's boring. So the tone of the music throughout the game is a big change, but it's a necessary change, in my opinion. While we're on the topic of the difficulty, I feel it's necessary to say this. The game really does have a 50-50 reaction with gamers. In other words, half of gamers hate it, and the other half obviously like it. I, of course, are in the 50% of gamers that like the game. But of course, I am the Sonicfanatik. Any game that has a Sonic character in it, I'm going to play. With the exception of a few that I don't want to go near, or even mention right now. Anyway, I'd like to talk about the other half of gamers. The ones that hate the game. For either one of two... The people that hate the game hate it for one or two reasons. Or both. Number one, the game is too hard. That is a bad reason for disliking a game. In fact, if I could quote another game reviewer for a second, one who I'm not going to mention on audio. Anyway, he did a response to a game review. Somebody reviewed a game and dismissed the game entirely because it was too hard. He couldn't get through the first level without dying. The one who was reviewing, the reviewer, said this: a game doesn't suck because it's hard. The fact that you can't even get through the first level without dying tells me one of three things. One, you're not trying. Two, you're just not good at the game. Or three, you haven't played the game enough. Now that's for the fans who dislike Sonic Spinball because of its difficulty. Now there are other fans that don't like the game because of another reason. Have you ever heard of a gamer say this? Well, a Sonic game can only be good if it's a standard left to right Sonic game. Like Sonic 1, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. Any other Sonic game that doesn't have that format is bad. Because it is. That is a bullshit statement. Nothing more, nothing less, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Getting back to the review, overall, Sonic Spinball is a great game, but it's very challenging in more than one aspect. You're fighting against a way down Sonic, and the game is just overall difficult. I mean, I've beaten it many times, but like I said, I'm a Sonic fanboy, and I've been playing it for a long time. In fact, if you keep coming back to Aurora Shock Media and look for episodes of my other show, Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog, you'll sometimes see me do something that I call the Spinball Challenge. This is where I try to beat the entire game within a half hour. I've only accomplished it twice out of probably 10 attempts. So keep a lookout for that in the near future. Looking back to the review, this is what I'll tell you if you want to play or buy this game. If you're looking for an old-fashioned game with a challenging bite, I definitely recommend this game. I know there's still a few people out there that use a Sega Genesis. I am one of them. So if you want a copy, look on eBay. Also, this game is also in Sonic Mega Collection for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, the original Xbox, and it was also in Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Another way you can get it is by downloading it for an emulator, if you ever use emulators on your computer. Just go to google.com and type in Sonic Spinball ROM. And the last way I know you can get the game is on the Wii Virtual Console. It's available for 800 points, which for those of you that don't know is only $8. So, in conclusion, Sonic Spinball is going to get this from me. A 2 out of 5 for graphics, a 4 out of 5 for gameplay, a 4 out of 5 for sound, and a 5 out of 5 for entertainment, giving the game a total of 15 out of 20. It's a good game, but once again, don't underestimate it at all. It will eat you alive if you do. Alright everyone, we're out of time. Thanks for watching this edition of RU Game. And before I go, I'd like to leave you with this quote. If you have the will to win, you have achieved half your success. If you don't, you have achieved half your failure. For Aurora Shock Media, I'm the Sonicfanatik.